Hi, this is Ashley back with Lumefinity. Today I'm going to show you how to make Pocoyo, and in order to create him you'll need about 100 blue bands. I'm using the Rainbow Loom Ocean Blue. You'll need about 30 skin tone bands, 2 black bands, and 2 yellow bands. And then I'm using 2 black pony beads in order to create the eyes. So if you want to grab your supplies, we can go ahead and get started. You're going to want to have your loom in the staggered configuration, and we're going to be starting at the top of the loom, and I'll be using double bands unless I specify otherwise. So starting at the top with 2 of your blue bands coming from the center peg and out to the left. We're going to repeat that going out to the right, and then coming down the left side of the loom with 2 blue bands, and we're going to do that twice. And we're going to repeat that on the other side. And down the center as well. Then switching over to our skin tone bands, coming down the left side with 2 skin tone bands, coming down 2 times. And coming into the chin peg. And repeat that on the right side as well. And then we're going to go ahead and fill in our center pegs. Moving down into the body, back to our blue bands, you're going to take 2 blue bands from the chin peg coming out at an angle to the left, and repeating that going out and to the right. And we then want to come down the left side of the loom 4 times with 2 blue bands. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then taking 2 bands and bringing it into the center peg at an angle. And we're going to repeat this on the right hand side. Now coming down off of the chin peg, this band right here is going to be 2 black bands coming down once, and then followed by 2 yellow bands coming down once, and then we're going to fill in the rest of this section with our 2 blue bands. We're then going to take 3 blue bands on the left, the 4th peg from the bottom, coming down once with the 3 blue bands. And you're going to do that on the right as well with 3 blue bands. And then switching back to 2, coming down the remainder of the loom. Now that we have the primary layout in place, we can go ahead and attach some of the pieces that we need to create, and we'll be doing that with our hook. We need to attach the 2 little side pieces off of his hat, so in order to do that, you're going to take a single blue band. On your hook, you're going to create 3 loops, taking 2 blue bands, and we're going to feed those onto the 2 blue bands and reclaim the other side. Taking 2 more blue bands and pulling those on as well. and we are going to place this on the third peg down on the right hand side, just sticking out right here to the side there, and we're going to leave that there. So we want to repeat that again for the other side. So again, taking a single, creating 3 loops, taking 2 blue and feeding those on, taking 2 more blue to feed those on, and attaching that on the third peg down on the left. We can also go ahead now and attach our eyes, and to do that I'm using 2 black E-beads. If you do not have the beads, you can just create 4 loops on your hook with a black band and feed those onto the skin colored bands. So I'm just going to take the bands and pinch those and feed those through, and those will be placed on the 4th peg down on each side from side to side. Then separating the beads, I'm going to grab one side of the band and pull it up over the 4th center peg. Then to create the nose, I'm going to take a single skin, and on my hook I'm going to create 3 loops, taking another single, creating 3 more loops, taking a single skin, I'm going to double it, and I'm going to pull all of these bands onto that single double band and then pinch that together. Taking a single skin, I'm going to pull all of this on, and again using the 4th peg down, the same one that we hooked the eyes, I'm just going to go straight across, just like that. In order to create the arms, you're going to take a single skin colored band on your hook, create 3 loops, taking 2 skin tone bands, I'm going to feed that on, switching to 2 blue bands, and we're going to in total have 3 sets of the 2 blue bands. So this is 1, I'm going to do that again, 2, and 3. And I'm going to place this onto our right hand shoulder peg. So we're going to repeat that again for the other side. Single skin, 3 loops, feeding that onto 2 skin tone bands, and then 2 blue, two more blue, and then 2 more. And this we will place on the left hand shoulder peg. We also need to create his feet. So to do that, you're going to take a single blue on your hook, and you're going to create 3 loops. Then taking 3 blue bands, I'm going to feed those 3 loops onto the 3 bands, just like that, and reclaim the other side. Taking a single blue, I'm going to double it, pulling those bands on, and I'm going to hook this on the very bottom peg. We're going to repeat that for the other side. So again, a single blue, 3 loops, taking 3 blue bands, and then a single blue, doubled, and hooking that to the other foot. Now we just need to place some of our crossover bands. So starting here at the bottom, we do want to place a capping band on that third center peg. And you're going to create 3 loops. So 1, 2, 3. On these pegs here, so the 4th pegs from the bottom, we're going to take a single blue and create a triangle. We're going to do that again on the next one up with a single triangle. Going up again, another single, and 1 more peg with a single. Moving up into the face, right below the nose, so right here is your chin peg. Taking a single skin tone band, I'm going to create a triangle right above the chin peg. Switching back to my blue, I'm going to skip past the eyes and the nose area up here to where our blue tails are for the hat. And on those same pegs, I'm going to create a single triangle. And I'm going to do that again on the second peg down from the top. And now that everything is in place, we can go ahead and begin looming. So we're going to go in under the feet, grabbing the bottom 2 bands and bringing those forward. And I'm going to go ahead and do that on the other side as well. Make sure you hold the feet down because they might pop off. Now I'm going to go ahead through the capping band, grabbing my first 2 bands, holding my capping band down and bringing those forward. Grabbing my next 2, which are going off to the right, and my next 2 going off to the left. Now I'm going to go back down and bring up my feet. And I can go ahead now and loom all the way up. We want to loom the center row last since we want this black band to actually be showing. And I'm going to go back down on the left, all the way down by the feet, and go ahead and loom all the way up. And then going back down through the center and looming straight up the center of the body. Now I'm going to go in, making sure to only grab the first 2 skin tone colored bands. And bringing those forward. Going back in, grabbing my next 2, mine go off to the right, and my next 2 are going to my left. And I am going to go ahead and just loom straight up the center of the face. Now make sure when you come over the nose that you pull the nose through so it doesn't end up buried when you take him off the loom. Going back down on my right side, I'm going to go ahead and loom that side up. And then repeating that process on my left. Once I've gotten to the top, taking a single blue band, I'm going to go through all of my top bands and feed that through. And create my slip knot. And now that we've done that, he's ready to come off the loom. And once you pull him off, we want to go ahead and straighten out his legs and pull his arms, push his eyes forward, and pull the corners of his hat out a little bit. We flip him over and hide his little knot, the back of his head. If you want his feet to be bent, just go in through the single double band and pull out from the back, and that will bend his little feet, just like so. And that is how you create Pocoyo, I think that's how you say his name, Pocoyo, on the Rainbow Loom. I do hope that you like him, and don't forget to subscribe.